What is that?
Very, very good. This is definitely not a drone.
California UFO. Late one night in California, a man noticed a strange light in the distance. At first, it looked like a lantern moving along a trail. As it rose above the trees, he assumed it was a Forest Service helicopter. Hoping to get its attention, he waved his arms and shouted. The light began to move toward him, and for a moment, he felt relieved. But as the object drew closer, about 60 feet away, it stopped and hovered silently. That's when panic set in. There was no sound, no rotor noise. It clearly wasn't a helicopter. All he could see was an 8-inch glowing light, which led him to believe it might be a small flying saucer. In a rush of fear, he threw his bow into a tree and climbed up, thinking he could hide. He was wearing full camouflage, hoping the object wouldn't spot him. But the light wasn't done. It moved in a half circle, drifting silently over the canyon near him. That's when he saw it fully. The glow cast a shadow that revealed the entire shape of the craft. It was much larger than he expected. Whatever it wasn't ordinary. The silent movement, the shape, and the way it hovered left him convinced he had witnessed something from beyond our world UFOs in Pakistan.
Very, very good. This is definitely not a drone.
In 2022, residents in Islamabad saw a dark object hovering in the sky for about 13 minutes. It didn't look like a drone and was flying too high to be one. Many people recorded it, and the object's shape looked like a truffle at first, but zooming in revealed a triangular form. As soon as more people began to notice it, the object disappeared. Some still think it might have been a drone, but the way it vanished raised doubts. No official explanation has been given. A plane that seemed frozen. Let's look at something less mysterious, though still interesting. A passenger on a flight filmed a nearby plane that looked like it wasn't moving at all. It gave the impression that it was stuck in midair, even though it was flying. This is an example of the parallax effect. It happens when two objects move at different speeds, and one appears to be motionless. It's like watching a train from a platform and thinking it's not moving while the ground appears to shift. So next time you see something like this, don't always believe your eyes. Physics can be misleading, but when it comes to UFOs, they might not follow the usual rules of motion. There's still a lot we don't understand about how they move. The missing Malaysia Airlines flight. Most people remember the strange case of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. This Boeing 777, flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing in 2014, vanished without a trace. 10 years later, its location is still unknown. The insurance claims haven't been settled, and the searches have brought little progress. But there are some strange claims tied to this flight. A few reports say the plane passed through a group of flying objects that circled it like a swarm of bees. One video even shows the aircraft continuing on its path before an explosion-like event occurs, and then it vanishes into a cloud. Could this have been the work of aliens? While it sounds hard to believe, it adds another strange layer to this case. Do you think something like that could actually happen? UFOs with dim lights in North Carolina. One strange sighting happened around sunset. As night began to fall, several UFOs appeared in the sky over the coast of North Carolina. Their lights were dim, as if they were searching for a place to stop in midair. A yachtsman far from shore saw these lights floating in the sky like glowing decorations. These were not flares or any common aircraft lights. The objects stayed there for quite some time. In such a quiet and isolated area, there was no one around who could offer a proper explanation. What were these things? This event only added to the long list of strange sightings people have recorded. UFO over Russia. In Russia, a video showed a cigar-shaped object hovering over a factory. It had the appearance of advanced technology, something beyond what's publicly known. It was too strange to be a typical aircraft, and Russian airspace is not easy to enter unnoticed. That made people wonder if this was something not made by humans. Witnesses said it had different sections, and before anyone could get a better look, it vanished. The speed at which it disappeared raised even more questions. A strange flash in the sky. Not long ago, a group of airline passengers headed for the U.S. recorded a strange event. While flying at high altitude, they saw a sudden bright flash of light in the night sky. The sight scared many of them, with some thinking it was an alien ship on a dangerous mission. A few others guessed it could have been a rocket launch nearby. But this doesn't quite make sense. Rockets don't launch close to where passenger planes fly, and most spaceports are far away from commercial flight paths. A more likely explanation is that it was a UFO starting a long trip. Maybe it was an alien ship preparing to head somewhere far, but the source of that bright flash still remains unknown. A UFO near a volcano. In 2020, something unusual happened near the well-known Popocatépetl volcano in Mexico. A white, cylindrical object was filmed flying toward the volcano and then disappearing straight into its crater. Most people were stuck indoors because of the pandemic, so they didn't see it live. What stood out was how the object flew right into the molten lava. Some theories suggested it could have been an attempt to cause an eruption, possibly linked to human activity. But the main question is, what exactly was that thing? Was someone or something controlling it? Do you have any guesses? A UFO speeds past a New Jersey pilot. Imagine flying a plane when a strange object suddenly shoots past you at high speed. That's exactly what happened in this case. A pilot noticed a brightly colored object zoom by, grabbing his attention. Then the object quickly climbed higher, vanishing into the sky within seconds. Was it rushing back to wherever it came from? Maybe the occupants had forgotten something important and turned around in a hurry. There's no way to know for sure, but the object's speed and sudden movement were hard to ignore. It left many people wondering just how fast alien ships might be. A UFO was seen over a street in New Jersey. A recent video taken in New Jersey showed a UFO hovering above a city street. This wasn't taken from a plane or drone, which made it even more interesting. The footage clearly shows a saucer-like object lit up by a strong central light. The UFO seemed to be watching or scanning the area below, maybe gathering data or checking something out. People nearby were startled. Some thought the object might be getting ready to lift something from the earth. Then, just as quickly as it had appeared, the light turned off, and the UFO vanished. The video ends at a key moment, leaving viewers unsure of what really happened. If you were there, how do you think you would have reacted? A giant UFO over Turkey. In 2008, several people in Turkey recorded a large UFO moving across the sky. The footage was unusually clear. You could see the structure of the craft, and when zoomed in, even the lighting inside was visible. What made this sighting stand out was that it gave viewers a chance to observe what might have been the interior of the object. No one knows what was inside, but the video definitely got people talking. Was it a UFO or something more ordinary? Just a few weeks ago in Florida, a similar event happened. A group of UFOs appeared at sunset, drawing attention from dozens of onlookers. Some viewers believed the footage had been digitally altered, while others thought it might be genuine. If it was real, why didn't it dominate the news? UFO in Russia. In Russia, something strange showed up in the sky. Witnesses first saw a structure just hanging there. Then it started to release smoke and shift its shape. It looked like the object was opening up, almost as if it had limbs. Some people believed it was shot down, while others thought it was a spacecraft experiencing problems. The sight was hard to explain and left most people confused. There's still no solid answer about what it was, but those who saw it say it was unlike anything they had seen before. Mysterious UFO over Ukraine. About 10 years ago in the town of Kristan, Ukraine, a cylindrical object was spotted moving through the sky. A few people witnessed it, but only one person managed to capture a decent video. Some thought it could have been a plane pulling a banner, but the object didn't behave that way. It stayed steady and didn't move like something light or flimsy. The footage left viewers unsure about what they were looking at, but many agreed it didn't look normal. A bright object in the sky. In Pakistan, a group of pilots flying a small aircraft captured something strange in the sky. At first glance, it looked like the moon, but a closer look showed that it wasn't. This white ball was moving quickly across the sky. Its path was difficult to trace, but it clearly wasn't a natural celestial object. Could it have been something else? In another case, military jets were flying during the annual Fleet Week in the U.S. when something unexpected happened. A disc-shaped light shot between the jets at a very high speed. It might have been missed if not for cameras that captured how fast it was moving. How could something move that quickly between fighter jets? It's possible that this was a type of craft far more advanced than anything we have. It might even be alien, though hopefully not here with harmful intentions. Strange lights over Atlanta. In 2013, someone on a plane flying over Atlanta saw 3 strange lights in the sky. The video has been online for over 10 years, but it never really gained a lot of attention. The lights moved in a pattern that didn't look random, as if they were coordinated. Some thought it was a drone show or part of a military exercise, while others were convinced it wasn't from this planet. There's no confirmed explanation, and the mystery has faded into the background over time. UFO in New Zealand. A strange object was seen in New Zealand, and its shape caught people's attention. It looked like an obelisk and moved without any visible means of propulsion. Some thought it could be a secret military aircraft, while others considered the possibility of a large drone. The way it hovered didn't match anything people were familiar with. There's no confirmed source or explanation, and the sighting remains unexplained. UFO appears to inspect Airplane A camera mounted on an airplane's body recorded a UFO that seemed to follow the plane closely. The object didn't just fly by, it stayed near the aircraft, almost as if it was observing it. It moved at high speeds, keeping up with the plane with ease. Then the video was interrupted by static. Some believe the interference wasn't a coincidence, but no one knows for sure. UFO over China. In China, a large glowing ring was seen in the sky. It hovered for a long time, confusing people who witnessed it. Some believed it might be a type of airship, while others thought it could be a natural weather phenomenon. There was no official explanation. The ring looked like it could be part of a larger object, possibly the underside of a craft. Whether it was just a trick of light or something more, it's still not clear. UFO over Florida. In 2020, during the COVID lockdown, someone in Florida filmed a UFO while driving on the highway. It was cylindrical and kept pace with the moving car. Since people were mostly indoors, not many noticed the event. The video got mixed reactions. Some joked it was a blimp, while others dismissed it. But while daily life had paused, the sky wasn't quiet. This sighting reminds us that unusual things can happen right above us without much attention. Triangular object. A man saw a triangle-shaped object stuck in a cloud outside his window. It looked like a sharp fin poking out of the sky. The object didn't move and didn't seem to be a cloud itself. Triangular shapes have been seen before in other places, but this video gave one of the clearest views. The size and stillness of the object made people wonder what else could be hiding in the sky without anyone knowing. Cigar-shaped UFO in Italy. In February 2024, people in Lucca, Italy, saw a long cylindrical object floating in the sky. Someone caught it on camera, and it was quickly dubbed the Cigar UFO. Some thought it was fake, others believed it might be linked to a government project, and a few even considered it could be alien. One idea that keeps coming up is that it might have been a spy device, but whether it came from Earth or somewhere else, no one can say for sure. UFO sighting in Italy. In 2009, a man in Italy said he saw a UFO. Most people didn't believe him at the time, but 10 years later, someone else recorded a very similar object. It looked like 2 metal plates stuck together, and it hovered low over a forest. It kept disappearing behind trees and then popping back into view. It moved too fast to be easily tracked, which made some people think the video might have been edited. But if it wasn't, it could be one of the clearer UFO sightings from that decade. Mysterious cigar-shaped UFO in Britain. A few years ago in the UK, a video was shared online that showed a cigar-shaped object in the sky. What made it strange was how it moved. It didn't fly in a straight line. It looked like it was teleporting, jumping from one part of the sky to another. Up close, it looked almost see-through, but its shape was clearly cylindrical when it moved. No one could explain how it moved like that, but the footage is real. No one knows what it was, but it adds to the list of strange objects seen in the sky. Strange UFO in Hungary. In 2020, drones in Hungary recorded a UFO that didn't look like anything we know. It was cylindrical, moved smoothly, and made no sound. It didn't leave a trail or show signs of fuel use. Then, in a split second, it picked up speed and changed direction sharply before disappearing. No current aircraft can move like that, and its flight pattern didn't match anything made by humans. UFO circles a passenger plane. A pilot recorded footage of a UFO flying around his airplane. The craft was saucer-shaped and shiny, flying calmly around the plane before going under it. Its movement didn't follow any known flight pattern. Having such a close-up view of this object challenges what we understand about air travel and how these things operate. UFO over Kansas. While flying over Kansas, passengers on a plane saw a small white object zip past them. The way it flew near a commercial airliner left people confused and curious about what it might have been. UFO gliding over the clouds. During a flight, a passenger filmed a UFO moving smoothly above the clouds. It looked like a double cone shape, something often linked with UFO sightings. It was captured in daylight, calmly gliding in the same direction as the airplane. The passengers were shocked by what they saw. Its balanced shape and smooth motion made it seem like it was following a planned path, just like a commercial plane. UFO over Denver looks like a plastic sheet. Passengers flying out of Denver saw something odd. It looked like a plastic sheet floating in the sky. But then it changed shape quickly, flattening and twisting in a way that didn't match how plastic should behave. It may have looked like debris at first, but its movement didn't match that either. It changed form too fast, and the whole scene was too strange to explain away easily. Mysterious figure over Brazil. In Brazil, someone recorded what looked like a person flying with a jetpack. At first, it seemed like a stunt or a high-tech gadget, but then flames appeared around the figure and it shot off into the sky at a speed that seemed impossible. This raised new questions. Was it just a person using advanced tech, or was it something else? The video doesn't make it easy to say, and the event hasn't been fully explained. Clear footage of a cigar-shaped UFO in Spain. In Spain, someone captured a much clearer video of a similar cigar-shaped UFO. After several reports of sightings, a person finally caught one on camera. The object was clearly visible, floating in place for a while before slowly descending. Just as things got interesting, the video cut off. While it didn't explain what the object was, it gave people another reason to keep looking into these strange sky objects. Helicopter captures UFO at night. A helicopter crew recorded a fast-moving object in the night sky. The way it moved didn't match any known aircraft. It was bright and extremely fast, and its motion didn't match anything from the 20th century, or even most modern helicopters. Some think it could have been a military experiment, but many believe it was something else entirely. Have you ever seen a UFO? Share your story in the comments. See you next time.